farm with more than 800% APY on Ethereum? Let's talk about that. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the one and only EMP.money. If you don't know EMP.money, it is basically a tomb fork on the Binance Smart Chain network, but with a twist. It is pegged via algorithm to Ethereum itself. So the EMP token, it moves according to the price of Ethereum. Now, it is not 1-to-1, but it is 4,000 to 1. It means that for every 4,000 tokens, it equals to 1 Ethereum. So this is the peg that it has currently. So for every 4,000 EMP token, it should be pegged to around 1 Ethereum. So this is not something new in the market. We've seen a ton of tomb forks so far, but today we're going to be talking about this because this has been gaining more traction. And as I said in the beginning of the video, it has some very, very good juicy APRs and APYs. Today, we're going to be talking about EMP.money, and tomorrow we're going to be talking about Bomb.money. So also stay tuned for tomorrow's video because it would also be a really good one. But now, without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. Once you log in with your MetaMask on the Binance Smart Chain, you will see this page right here. This is the homepage of the website. And here we have some informations. We have the EMP is pegged 4,000 to 1 ratio, and they have something really good, which is a free academy. It shows how the platform works in a video way. So this is very interesting. If after this video you feel like you want to learn more, if you want to invest in this project, they explain everything. It's a little more complicated, but they explain right here on the free academy. And now we have the tokens, what makes the protocol works. So we have the EMP token, the one pegged to Ethereum. We have the eShares, and the eShare is currently around $2,042. And then we have the bonds. The bonds are used to keep the price of EMP pegged to Ethereum. Then we have a quick zap in for the EMP ETH LP token. So this way you just zap them together, pay one fee and done. For example, right here, you just select any of these, you just put the max amount that you want, and it will create automatically. It will do all the transactions on the back end. For example, if you put BNB right here and you put the maximum amount and you zap it, it's going to take that BNB, split it in half, convert half to EMP, half to Ethereum, merge them together, create the LP token, and give that to you. So this is a good way for you to spend less money and transactions and fees by zapping in. So really good from the developers to put that in. Then we have the eShare and BNB LP token. If you want to stake those as well, you can stake, you can zap it in the same way you just zapped the first LP. But here in the middle, we have something, I think it is really well thought. So right here, it will execute the strategy that you want. Let's say you're already in the platform, you're already farming, you already are staking your LP tokens, you already have your bonds and your shares and everything. You right here can choose the strategy that you want to do and approve everything, and it will auto compound for you automatically. So let's say, for example, I want to just compound my farms and just leave 5% to put it in the boardroom. The boardroom is where you stake eShare and you get EMP. I think it was eShare. Yes, you stake eShare and you get your EMP. So if we go back right here, let's say I just want to leave 5% on the boardroom and all the rest going back to the farm. And then for the EMP LP, I want that instead of the eShare. So once I choose how I want to compound, I just go and approve the contract and it will do that automatically for me. It's just like the zap in, but it is basically just the zap in. Everything is going to happen on the back end on the smart contract. You just have to approve once. So really good for them. It says right here, it might be cut for you guys, but it says right here, claim farm rewards, claim boardroom rewards, deposit into farms, deposit into boardroom. So really, really good. So now let's see these APYs. Let's see these APRs that we have here on EMP. And then we're also going to be talking about the risks that we run into by doing this. So the first one is the EMP ETH, which is the one I'd be more inclined to go for. I wouldn't necessarily choose the eShare BNB or the EMP eShare one. I'd go with the EMP and ETH just because EMP should be mirroring Ethereum. So there's basically almost, big emphasis on the almost right here. no impermanent loss since they're moving at a same rate. They're not going to be, one is not going to be outrunning the other. This is only if it keeps its peg. But since we're thinking best case scenario, this would be the best way for us, the best farm for us. So you can see the daily APR is 0.69% and the APR is 250%. Now this is APR. So if we compound that, how much would we make per year in APY? Now we go to our trusty calculator, APR to APY.com. And if we go right here and we put the 250 APR, we scroll down right here. If we compound daily, we are looking at over 1,100%. But again, I would not advise for you to compound daily at all. But weekly should be good because we are on the Binance Smart Chain. Fees are not that high. Let's say you compound weekly, you would have 1,000%. But let's say you started with a smaller amount, you just don't want to have to pay weekly fees, you do that monthly. Monthly, we're still looking at a 868% APY. So very juicy rewards for an Ethereum farm. This is basically an Ethereum farm. Of course, people might say, well, the EMP token doesn't have anything to do with Ethereum. It is just pegged to Ethereum, but it might depeg at any time and just break your legs just because you're investing here and then it goes under peg and you lose money. This is also true, but this is the risk that you're running on a farm like this, on a tomb fork like this. You have to believe in the project. You have to make sure you're not over invested, because if you lose everything, if it depegs, you will have a big impermanent loss. But we've seen the EMP charts matching almost perfectly to the Ethereum charts. I'm going to show that to you in a second. So of course there's days where it depegs a little bit. It's never been, it never has gone overboard with it depegging. It always stays around that 1 to 1, that 4,000 to 1. Sometimes it goes a little higher, sometimes it goes a little lower. Now when it's lower, it should be a good opportunity for you if you believe it will peg again, and it will, and it should peg because of the bonds. There's a lot of people investing right here. If we go back right here, we see the total value locked. It was around 33 million, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if it refreshes the page right here. Yes, 33 million, almost 34 million dollars. So really, really good amount of dollars here staked right here. Now let's take a look at the charts right here. This is the chart for EMP since March. You can see right here starts March, and this is what it looks like. Now I tried to overlap in the best way I could to the Ethereum chart. So this is what the Ethereum chart looks like. See, it has some resemblances. It kind of looks like it. You can see, of course, sometimes it depegs, it goes up a little more or goes lower a little more, but it basically has the same direction. You can see right here, if it goes up on Ethereum, then Ethereum has a red day. It has a red day as well. Then it goes back up, and right here it goes back up as well. Of course, we can see right here we have some days where there's a lot of volatility, and this causes the price to depeg a little bit. That's why we see right here that is the volatility was not the same for Ethereum, but right here the volatility was 3-4 times more than the other days, and this caused that big spike right there, but it went down just like Ethereum did. So right now the peg is fine. It is pegged. So I'd say the project is healthy right now. Now let's take a look at other things that it has to offer. You can put it in the detonator and you can get an extra 365% on your EMP ETH LP. And that would also qualify you to get the lottery prices. So you can see right here, deposit the LP for burst rewards, instant rewards, daily largest price, and entry into the daily lottery. So you can see how this is an extra way for you to farm with that LP token. Now we have nodes. This is just like any other node project right here. You can choose what kind of node you want to. For example, this is the nano node. It will offer you 1.15% daily APR, and it will cost you around $400, and you will receive EMP from these nodes. Of course, we have the lowest one being $400 and the giga node being almost $7,000. but this one will pay you way more. It will pay you 1.69%, so an APR of 615%, so really good as well. And again, it will pay you in EMP. Now, if we go to the boardroom, we're actually staking the eShare token. So you stake eShare and you get paid in EMP. Now, this has a higher APR than the nodes, so it is a little bit risky, but it uses the eShare token. It doesn't use the EMP one. You just receive the tokens in EMP. Then we have the bonds, which you should buy when it's under peg. So when, for example, EMP goes under the 4,000 EMP to 1 Ethereum, then you go right here, you create the bond, you're basically giving away, burning that EMP, so raising the price back to its peg. Once it depegs and it goes over, you can just go right here and claim your EMP. You just deposit the E-bond and you redeem EMP with a little extra amount of EMP than you had before. And then we have the auto vaults, which of course is going to go to Yield Wolf. And right here, you can just stake the LPs that you saw over there, and it will compound that automatically for you. As I said, this is a good way. Instead, if we go back to the calculator right here, if you want to compound daily, but you don't want to pay for the fees, right here you can see 1,100%. If you just deposit that in the Yield Wolf auto compounder, you will get that 1,100% right here as well. So now that we've seen everything, let's go back right here to the camera and let's talk about the risks. Is it risky? Yes, it is risky, my friends. And why some people don't like this project? Well, because they don't want to put their Ethereum right here because of the risk. So of course, there's a bunch of people who just lock their Bitcoin and their Ethereum on their ledgers, on their wallets, and they don't touch that. They're just holding these tokens and buying more each month. That is a good strategy for you to do, for you to hold these tokens. It is always a good strategy. But this is also another step. Let's say you have 100 ETH, okay? You have 100 ETH in your ledger or on your cold storage wallet, whatever. Instead of leaving that 100 ETH there, just waiting for the value to go up. If it was in my case, of course, I don't have 100 ETH, but if I did, I'd get at least 10% of that and then stake it right here with the EMP token. It is a risk that I'm willing to go through, even if the platform depegs or it gets rugged. It doesn't really matter. I'd say it is a risk that has a good reward behind it, which is making money out of my ETH that would otherwise just be staying there. So would I invest? Of course I would invest in a project like this, but what is the risk? On the risk scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the riskiest, what is the risk I'd give to EMP.money? Well, I'll give that a 7.5 out of 10. So we're almost touching the degen side of DeFi. Well, degen doesn't mean that you're always going to get these humongous, huge APYs or APRs. No, a degen play is when you're putting a lot of risk on the table. So for me, this is very risky, but for someone else, this is good. This is okay. Now then, if you compare this to, for example, Grape Finance, which was another protocol, another Tomb fork that I covered last week, you might say, then what is the difference between this one and that one? Well, that one is pegged to a stablecoin. This one is pegged to Ethereum, and that one is pegged to MIM, to be more precise. I'd rather lose my MIM than for me to lose my Ethereum. Of course, it is a loss. A loss is always bad, but I'd see in the future my Ethereum going to way higher numbers than it is today. But my MIM, my stablecoin, it will be worth still the same amount of money. So I'd rather put that one to work than if I had to choose this Ethereum right here. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't put the Ethereum right here, but if I had to choose, I'd choose that one over this, risk-wise. Of course, they are both risky, but this one I'd say is a little bit riskier than that one. So this is it for today's video. What do you guys think? There's a bunch of people who enjoy EMP money, who use EMP money. On the other hand, there's people that don't really like, cannot stand EMP money. But what are your thoughts on this? Please let me know down in the comments. What do you think about this project? If you are invested in this project, and how is it going for you over there? So again, thank you so much for reaching all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed, you can just take one little second to scroll down a little bit, click that like button, also click the subscribe button. It will help the channel a lot, and turn on the notifications. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow for another video. Peace.